Good day, gentlemen. I'm back here again. Thank you for joining me on the Empress Club Book 3, Checkmate. This is a bonus. You know I had to come with a bonus. And the bonus is music. Now, gentlemen, this was from my experience as a child. In church, I was singing a song, and I had no idea what it was. And it was advocating drug use. And, you know, one of the deacons had asked me, do you do drugs? Do you think you should be doing drugs? And I was like, no. So he said, well, why are you singing a song about doing drugs? And I didn't know it was. Excuse me. So he explained to me what the word I was singing, because that was the name of the song, and one of the favorite the lines in it that I love. He said, they're making a reference to drugs. So I told him, well, I didn't know that's what it meant. I didn't know what that word meant. And he taught me a very valuable lesson. And he told me, if you don't know the meaning of a word when you listen to music, don't allow that song into your mind. Do not give it your ear, because it's going to affect you. Now, this was way back in what? 1983. From then to this day, I do not sing a song if I do not understand the lyrics. I turn it off. I don't entertain a song if I can't understand what the person is singing about. And I think it was because of that the church had done a series on music on Friday nights. And we spoke about music for a whole month, and how powerful music is, and how music is like a knife. It can be used for good and for evil. Now, this was a lifetime ago. Now, imagine now where at least the person was clever enough to make the reference to drugs appear innocent, which to me was more dangerous than it is today, where they just straight out telling you what drugs they're using. But anyway, gentlemen, you've got to be careful to the music you're listening to. You're opening yourself up to God knows what. And I remember a book, it was a magazine I read where this guy, he was a white man, and he was letting his son listen to rap music. So the person said, you let your son listen to rap music? And he told the person that not all rap music is bad. He doesn't let his son listen to mean-spirited rap music. And my mind went, this was in like 93, 94 when I read that. My mind went back to the song I was singing in church when I got reprimanded for singing a song that glorifies drug use. And that's it. You have got to pay attention to this, not only the lyrics of the music, but also the spirit of the music. Now, I'll admit it, I love Young Jeezy. Now, sometimes I gotta be careful because I get amped up when I listen to Young Jeezy, especially when I'm driving. But I love Young Jeezy, and because I know better, I don't listen to it too much, because it gets me pumped up, and that's not who I am. But I still like his music. So I'm not talking just to hear myself. I myself have to watch it because I know for sure the Young Jeezy, if not the music, the lyrics don't really get me, but it's the music that gets me amped up. So I know what I'm talking about. You've got to be careful of the music you listen to. You got to be mindful of the lyrics and mindful of the spirit behind the music. Because once that gets into you, see, music gets beyond your defenses. And it can get into your subconscious or your soul. And anyone who knows anything about psychology knows that your subconscious can make you do things you either aren't aware that you're doing or you can't stop from doing. So be careful, gentlemen. Maybe I should do something on the subconscious. You know what? Let me make a note of that. The subconscious. because that's serious business. Now, there's a book that I read in a book club I was in years ago, and it's called The Ant and the Elephant. And in it, the premise was the ant is your conscious mind, the elephant was your subconscious mind. The ant, as small as it is, guided this huge, powerful animal. And he said, and the premise of the book was, you've got to guard your subconscious and be vigilant like the ant, because this elephant can trample the ant at any moment. And by that, what the person was saying, even though consciously you're doing things, you are unconsciously being governed by your subconscious without knowing it. And so you've got to be careful what you feed your mind, because once it gets into your subconscious, it's going to be hard to control it. And that's what music does. Music goes beyond your conscious mind straight into your subconscious. Or like some people say, your spirit or your soul. And you end up doing things that will be out of character and you can't figure out why. But that's because you allow music in with questionable lyrics that's mean-spirited. Even though you're not that type of person, it will affect you. And I can talk, because young cheesy music gets me up and going. So I know what I'm talking about, gentlemen. So you got to be careful of the music you listen to. Now, another thing, I can't even say this. This noise, I sound like my grandmother, because she calls my music noise, and I thought my music was what they call it now, the cat's pajamas. Now I feel like my grandmother, where this nonsense that's on the radio is being passed for music, it's nothing but noise. And if you know anything about music and the science of music, certain notes vibrate at a certain frequency. And I can't remember who it was. I think it may have been Linda Goldman or Vera Adler in the Finding of the Third Eye. Oh, let me write that down. The Finding of the Third Eye. That has to be in the book club, people. Write that down. Sorry, excuse me. Book club. The Third Eye. Vera Adler. Now, I think it's Vera Adler who said that when you listen to a song, the note that makes the hair stand up on your body is the note that which you vibrate to. Well, anyway, that's how important music is. Music can alter your state of being, gentlemen. Not, well, I can't say the lyrics, but most importantly, you've got to pay attention to how the actual music affects you in addition to the lyrics and the spirit of the person behind the lyrics. This is very complicated. And this is why Creflo Dollar done a series on minding your mind gate. And your ears is a mind gate. And it's the most dangerous one. I would say powerful, but to me it's most dangerous because the music affects you subconsciously. It goes beyond your defenses. Like, how many of you, because it happened to me, I can give you an example. When you hear a song that goes against who you are, you reject it. But what do most people say about stupid songs? I hated it when I first heard it, but after hearing it over and over and over, you end up liking it. That is no accident, gentlemen. So the minute you reject a song, turn that off. Do not allow that to enter you again. You rejected that for a reason. I'm guilty of it. Like the song Gucci Gang. The minute that comes on, I change the channel. But my niece and nephews like that foolishness. And from them playing it, I end up liking it. In fact, it's my ringtone. Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang. 2 whole minutes of that. That's the state of music. I remember when in music, to get in the music industry, you actually had to have talent. But I let my niece and nephews listen to it, so I could teach them what I'm teaching you about the music, lyrics, the being spiritedness, the message behind it. That's why I listen to this nonsense. That's this sewer that's coming out of the radio called music today. To teach them what I'm telling you. This is why this is a part of the Empress Club. Because it is very important. It is vitally important that you guard your mind gate. Because all that little fool is singing about is drugs. So he is going to advocate you being a zombie. Unbelievable. That's what he's singing about. Being a zombie. Gentlemen, in the Empress Club, you're an eagle. And eagles can't fly if they're on drugs. They're zombies. Only eagles here, gentlemen. You be careful of the music you listen to. I know you like it. Because I like the Gucci Gang too. I love that foolishness. But they're advocating of using drugs. And he's mixing drugs, which is even more dangerous. And with that being played on the radio so much, it appears as if the message is that you should be on drugs. Now ask yourself this. Can you be your best on drugs? Ask yourself that when you listen to music and you listen to the lyrics. Anyway, gentlemen, I'll catch you on the flip side. All right, goodbye. Gucci Gang.